Hello, colleagues, and welcome to our presentation on blockchain as it applies to the future of manufacturing. My name is Taylor Rambo, and I'm joined today by Traci Cruz, Jimmy Fanning, Anthony Misanko, Jennifer Mullins, and Megan Walden. Today, we will be delving into the concept of blockchain, its application across industries, including manufacturing, the advantages and disadvantages of blockchain, the future of this technology, and our recommendation for its use.
We would first like to answer the question, what is blockchain? Blockchain is a record of transactions distributed and managed by a series of computers. There's no centralized system, and it's a shared ledger which leaves the information available for anyone to see. Each transaction is encrypted to maintain the validity of the information. This eliminates the risk of passing on false or fraudulent information. If you take a moment to review the slide where 101 Blockchains shows a high-level overview of the process. First, the user would request a transaction. A block is then created for the transaction and sent to all the nodes of the computers on the network. The computers then validate the information, the block is added to the chain, and the transaction is verified and executed. As new transactions are requested, new blocks are added to the chain. This creates a time-stamped history of the series of transactions that cannot be changed or altered in any way. Blockchain is diverse enough that it can be used in different industries. Forbes provided some examples to include the entertainment industry like Spotify, where they connect artists and licensing agreements to their music. In the supply chain and logistics industry, De Beers plans to show that their diamonds are conflict-free through the blockchain transactions. In the insurance industry, Nationwide plans to show proof of insurance for police officers to make their traffic stops more efficient. And also in the healthcare industry, there's a series of UK doctors that plan to store patient records to use in their telemedicine practice called Medical Chain. As you can see, blockchain technology can be used beyond the manufacturing industry.
According to a recent study by the Capgemini Research Institute, the business sector with the most organizations who have fully integrated blockchain into workflow is that of manufacturing, with 3 times the market share of consumer products and the retail industry. Blockchain offers a quick and secure exchange of information and funds between suppliers and manufacturers. This allows them to cut out third-party middlemen such as banks or exchange platforms. It also creates a real-time log of activity for every step of the supply chain process. This increases traceability and allows the manufacturer to see where there may be areas of inefficiency. For example, if a supplier of raw lumber is consistently late on its orders to a furniture manufacturer, the manufacturer would be able to use the activity log created through blockchain tracking to see what area of distribution may be causing the slowdown. The faster that raw materials can get to manufacturers, the faster finished goods can be produced, sold, and converted to cash. Blockchain can also be used to transfer funds and orders between OEMs and manufacturers. Instead of having a human manually pay an invoice after a shipment is received, or create a PO when inventory falls below a certain level, blockchain technology can be used to set up smart contracts, in which these tasks become automatic after a proof of delivery or a bill of sale. Without a middleman, such as a bank, to hold on to funds or information in a centralized location, raw material can be converted to cash more quickly and efficiently, which in turn helps a company's bottom line. Due to the incorruptible nature of blockchain, both parties in any transaction can be confident that their funds and information are safe and secure.
So now that you have an overview of blockchain and some application and examples of how it's used, let's look at the advantages. The first advantage is real-time transparency. This is the capability at any point in time to inspect current, past, and pending transactions on the network without having to rely on a centralized server to give and explain that data to you. For manufacturing and supply chains, it's knowing the condition and location of your raw materials to the distribution channels, which is critical. The second advantage is immutable transactions. These are permanent, indelible, and the history cannot be altered without a group consensus. This has the potential to transform the auditing process into a quick, efficient, cost-effective procedure and bring more trust and integrity to the data that businesses use on a day-to-day basis. The third advantage is business process automation, or BPA. BPA can help eliminate the need for middlemen to enforce our contract, verify transactions, and perform the background checks. It also helps with the manual processes such as data entry that frequently lead to errors. If the organization can remove these tedious and repetitive errors from the employee's workday, they can be focused on more mission-critical tasks. When automated, workflow processes such as project approvals, vacation requests, and expense forms run far more efficiently. Once you start automating these processes, you're also collecting data points that you wouldn't have otherwise. Use these data points to gain visibility into the organization's inefficiencies and hopefully get a competitive advantage through the process. The last advantage we will discuss will be cost reductions. We want to reduce our overhead cost, elimination of the third-party verifications, have more efficient transactions in minutes rather than days, and identification or prediction of defects in real time when it comes to supply chain and our workflows. The top reasons that manufacturers are investing in blockchain investments are for the cost savings, which are at 98%, enhanced traceability at 81%, and enhanced transparency at 79%. Being able to track inventories as it moves through the supply chain in real time means that supply chain workers can better identify and implement these cost-saving procedures. Connecting stakeholders with immediate fulfillment on the blockchain network helps eliminate unnecessary middlemen and reduce those risks of fraud and product duplicates.
So now that Tony has covered some of the advantages of blockchain, we felt like it was really important to cover some of the disadvantages of blockchain so that we all have a well-rounded picture of what this technology means. While the idea behind blockchain may be simple and effective, the implementation requires a comprehensive training program and support from blockchain pros. It's actually a full-blown project. This may be a time where it's necessary to bring in subject matter experts to train teams. And any of our suppliers or other parties that will have access to our blockchain technology will need that same training. When we're looking for strategic growth in the future, we'll have to talk to any new suppliers or other parties, and they'll have to accept the use of blockchain in any way we implement it before becoming our partners. Another sort of downfall to blockchain is that data storage can be kind of expensive. And with blockchain, it's indefinite. You kind of need that history on hand whenever you need to reference it. So this can become a sort of storage issue. Over the years, and really with every transaction, this amount of storage or the storage needed is going to continue to increase. There are some companies developing storage options where you can pay a large upfront amount for storage indefinitely and then a maintenance fee. But those companies are just getting started, and that technology is not necessarily readily available. It is definitely something to look into. One of the biggest call-outs or disadvantages of blockchain is really just getting started. With any blockchain project, there's a huge upfront investment cost. And if you look at where blockchain has been implemented most recently, the median cost is 10 to 13 million just for the project. This can really hamper our growth because we could be putting these resources somewhere else. On this slide, we've included a chart to kind of show where these project ranges, and they are very expansive and differ much by industry. Unfortunately, there's not enough in the manufacturing industry to give us an idea of how much our project might cost. And now I think Taylor is going to talk about the future of blockchain.
Thank you, Jen. Although implementation of blockchain is still in the early adopters phase of the technology adoption lifecycle, we are seeing incredible opportunities for the future of this technology. As blockchain evolves into a mature product, there will be the opportunity for a new kind of traceability both up and down the supply chain. With a public ledger, all segments of the manufacturing process can be part of the product management pipeline. The Fair Trade Foundation, though skeptical about the current state of blockchain, believes there is an opportunity for farmers in emerging markets to have as much access to information about the goods and services as the distributors and manufacturers themselves who process their products. Not only can blockchain be used inside a company, but it can provide opportunities for cross-industry standardization of accounting and tracking, creating a new level of transparency across our entire field. And with the increasing value of the technology, expected to be worth $3.1 trillion in 2030, many other entrants into this market will bring the skills and expertise to help evolve this technology over time to become a more efficient and effective product.
In summary, blockchain is a decentralized unifying system that maintains an unchanging record of transactions for all members within the blockchain. The exchange of information via blockchain is efficient by removing dead time caused by middlemen and is secure by permanently maintaining records and updating these records instantaneously. As previously discussed, the key advantages of implementing blockchain in manufacturing include real-time transparency of all data collected, permanence of changes to the ledger, potential for continued automation, and therefore potential for cost savings over time. However, the substantial upfront cost, necessary buy-in from all involved parties, and need for increased data storage cannot be overlooked when we consider the reality of utilizing blockchain. Even with the benefits and drawbacks, it is undeniable that blockchain is growing in many diverse industries all over the world, to the point where its value is estimated to reach $3.1 trillion in 2030. Because the implementation of blockchain within so many industries, especially manufacturing, presents extreme potential for financial and general production growth, we recommend serious consideration of the use of blockchain systems within our manufacturing firm. Adoption of blockchain is steadily increasing, as seen in the visual here describing the awareness of, experimentation with, and transformation due to blockchain. The endless opportunities from its utilization are becoming impossible to ignore. Now is assuredly the time to consider implementing this emerging technology. To continue innovation and growth within our business, we should pursue further research into adopting blockchain throughout the organization.
Thank you, colleagues, for listening to our presentation about using the emerging technology known as blockchain and applying it to manufacturing. We would like to thank the following publications and references which informed our presentation today, listed here. On behalf of Team Amethyst, part of Cohort 89 of the Georgia WebMBA program, thank you again for listening.